Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to rebuild the e-brake adjuster on this 2002 Chevy Suburban. And the items you'll need for this is a new emergency brake adjuster rebuild kit from 1AAuto.com, an 8, 12, 18, and 22mm socket and ratchet with a piece of pipe for leverage, flat blade screwdriver, large C-clamp, torque wrench, jack and jack stands, hammer, and pliers. Start off by loosening up these lug nut covers. And we'll fast forward as Don does this. And once those are all loosened up, you can pull the hubcap free. And now you want to loosen the lug nuts preliminarily, raise the vehicle and remove them the rest of the way. Unless you have air-powered tools, you can do it while it's up in the air. And then to inspect your brakes, just run your finger along the rotor, check for any deep grooves. And you can look in here for the life of this brake pad, and in through here for the life of the other brake pad. Now remove these two 12mm bolts, and we'll fast forward as Don does that. Now use a large C-clamp. You just put it on this end, on the back of the caliper, and on this brake pad, and just twist it in. And this is going to push the caliper piston in and make it easier to pull the caliper up and off. Now remove the large C-clamp. Pull the caliper free and set it aside. Now pry out the brake pads. Now remove these two 18mm bolts and just use a piece of pipe to help break it free. And then we'll just fast forward as Don removes those two bolts. Now pull your caliper bracket off. Pull the rotor off. And there should be a bracket underneath here held in with an 8mm bolt. So you'd want to remove that next. Ours is missing. And then after that, you can pull your e-brake shoes forward and then hit them down. Now you just want to pull it over the hub. And you do have to angle it just right to get it over. Pry off the cap on your adjuster and pull that little pill out, and then pry off the other end. And there's a clip right here, you want to just pry that off as well. And if the pill doesn't come out with the cap, just use pliers to remove it. On the right is the old e-brake adjuster. On the left is the new one from 1A Auto. You can see they're identical and they'll fit exactly the same. And the kit also comes with a e-brake shoe bracket. Now push that clip back into place. And screw the adjuster into the casing. And just push that back into place. Then put the pill back into the cap and push the cap into place. Take your bracket and put it back into place with that 8mm bolt and tighten it up. And we'll fast forward as Don does this. Put your new e-brake shoes over the hub and back into place. And now you want to just put these two tabs on the ends of the shoe into these two slots, one on either side of the adjuster here. And once you get one side into the slot, just use a flat blade screwdriver to pry the other side. And once it's lined up, you can just use your flat blade screwdriver to just turn this adjuster, and if it's a little stiff, just use a hammer and just adjust it so that when you put your rotor on, there's just a little bit of resistance. Slide your new rotor into place. And then twist on a lug nut to just hold the rotor in place while you put the caliper bracket back on. And then put your caliper bracket back into place and replace those two 18mm bolts. You're gonna do it back. And we'll fast forward as Don tightens those up. And you want to torque these to about 85 foot-pounds. Push your brake pads back into place. And then put your caliper back down into place. And replace those two 12mm bolts. And we'll just fast forward as Don does this and tightens them up. And you want to tighten these to about 30 foot-pounds. Put your wheel back into place. And then replace your lug nuts and tighten them preliminarily. And we'll fast forward as Don does this. Lower the vehicle and torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds and a crossing pattern. Then replace that hubcap and tighten up each of your lug nut covers. And before taking the vehicle out on the road, you want to just pump the brake pedal until it firms up, and then do a stopping test from 5 miles per hour, then 10 miles per hour, and you're all set.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.